everyone. I wanted to talk about something that I don't hear being talked about. And it's, we talk about what people put us through. We talk about the pain. We talk about the healing process. But what we don't talk about is, once that's all said and done, what is the aftermath that comes with all that? And what it is for some people is how the stone wall gets put in place. You know, the people that become guarded, the people that become jaded, the people that just don't really put their hearts on the line anymore because they're too afraid of what has already happened. They're too afraid to let that happen again. So, they stay closed off. They don't allow people to see vulnerability. They self-sabotage. They think that every single person that gives them a compliment or talks to them with kind words or pure intentions, they're mocking us. They can't possibly mean those things because we've heard this before. We've been through this before, and now you don't trust. And some people would argue that, these individuals are not healed. They're not ready if they still have this mindset, and that's not true. You can be healed. You can still have this mindset, because this sort of trauma, this sort of thing, it doesn't ever leave you. That's what people don't realize. People that cheat, people that lie, people that put others through the ringer, they're selfish people, so they're not thinking about the effects or the aftermath that it leaves the person with. And no matter how much time passes, once it's been done to you, it's been done to you, and you can't undo it. You can change, the way you think, you can heal, you can do all the work and still come out and kind of be fucked up. So how do you overcome this obstacle? How do you learn to trust, learn not to question the intent or, the vaguely familiar things with this new person? The only way to do it is to just go in. Try not to rehash every little thing, and try not to assume that this new person is going to do the same thing to you. Because here's the thing. These toxic people, they can mimic healthy people by giving you compliments, saying the same things, but with genuine intentions. But the person that tried to manipulate you, they've learned this from someone else. Movies, TV shows, whatever. They've learned it by observing. They find out what works. So they're just mimicking genuine people. They're mimicking scripts, and they're using what works, and they're taking it to, use as their leverage. So you have to try to separate what you experience with this toxic person, what they learned worked on you, and try to understand that it was all mimicry. Very little of it was original. It was just a script. It was a script. They used it, it worked, and they got away with it until they didn't. So you have to be able to recognize, toxicity that isn't mimicry, isn't being used to gain leverage or manipulate. Now, if you find yourself in similar situations, if you find yourself making mistakes that you made with this other person, this other toxic individual, if you have your own patterns, then yes, you may have all the reason to be skeptical, because you are attracting certain people to you, and only you can figure out how you're doing that. You need to go through and analyze what you might be doing to be drawing in these types of people. And when you realize that, you can stop your own patterns and you can start drawing in people that wouldn't lead you to think about any other possibilities other than they just want to come into your life and do the right thing. And it's easier said than done. This involves analysis. This involves going back over things. This may involve reading old text messages. This may involve diving deep into what happened and trying to understand what you missed, what you overlooked, and what you may still be overlooking. What you may still be doing, saying, what you are putting off to draw this person in. Because should we have to analyze every move we make, everything we say? No. But we do need to be cautious of the things that we have done and said and are still doing that may be drawing toxic people to us, because they do. Seek out certain people, and if they're good enough, if they're manipulative enough, they will succeed. They will find that perfect person. And if you don't know what you're doing wrong, I have other videos on my channel that may be helpful to those who don't understand that unintentionally we do draw certain people to us. It's insane, the psychology behind it all, but we do in fact draw certain people into our space, and it's not right, and it's not your fault. If this has happened to you, it's not your fault. Most of it is just being human, but we have to be careful about what we say and do when we first meet someone, because saying too much, revealing too much, it opens the door for these kinds of people. It opens the door for someone to take advantage of you, so you have to be very careful about what you say and what information that you give somebody when you first meet them. Take your time, get to know this person, build and establish trust before you start letting them in and giving them tidbits of your personal life, things that are bound to make you vulnerable. So just something to think about. It's something I was thinking about tonight, and I hope you guys are all doing well and have a good rest of your weekend.